When I was 16, I was completely broke.
All right, welcome back to Hot Topics TV, y'all, and shout out to all the people who come here all the time. If you've been here, this is your first time, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me and hit the bell so we are notified every time a new video goes up on Hot Topics TV. And of course, if the topic is hot, we're on it. All right, so Robert W. Wood is the contributor for this information. And I say his name because I don't want to be plagiarizing people's work. But Robert's an expert and he focuses on taxes and litigation. So he neatly broke down what happened with the legendary Purple Rain Prince and his estate and the IRS and the war of sorts that had been going on for quite some time that had recently been settled. Prince is post mortemly a wealthy man. Okay, let's put it that way. So it goes like this. Prince's estate has settled its tax dispute with the IRS over the value of the star's assets on his death. Prince died without a will in 2016, and that set off a number of legal proceedings. He did not have a spouse or children, but he had half brothers and half sisters who stood to inherit. He was a kind brother. Now, because he did not have a will or a trust, the case had to be probated with all of the extra fees, delays, and publicity that entails. There were numerous legal claims, including a wrongful death case that was eventually dismissed. Yet, the biggest legal dispute of all this was with the IRS, and that was not directly related to whether he had a will. Everyone pays income taxes. Everyone pays their income taxes during life, and depending on their cases or their assets, estate tax on death. Certainly, currently, the exemption is $11.7 million per person, or $23.4 million for a married couple. But beyond that, estates face a federal estate tax of 40%. A federal estate tax return must be filed, and unlike income tax audits that are rare, almost every sizable estate is audited by the IRS. Now, Prince's estate reported a taxable value of $82 million to the IRS. However, the IRS claimed that the estate taxable value was not 82. It was 163 million. The case had some similarities to Michael Jackson's estate tax case, which involved a big valuation fight with the tax agency, the IRS. And both cases were handled by, get this, the same tax court judge, Mark Holmes. Now, the IRS wanted an additional $38.7 million in taxes and penalties from the estate. This is from Prince's estate. The IRS disputed the value of a vast array of assets, from real estate to image rights to interest in companies, so on and so forth. For almost every piece of property, Prince's estate had to obtain an appraisal to substantiate the reported value. Good Lord. However, the IRS had its own appraisers who said that it was all worth a lot more. In other words, oh, y'all trying to cut us out. You're trying to cut corners. You got your own people to say it's only worth $1 million when it's worth 10, that kind of stuff. So, as it is often true with estate taxes, a lot of it's about valuation, just as occurred with the tax fight over Michael Jackson's image rights. Now, in Prince's case, the IRS didn't want taxes and interest alone. They wanted penalties too. $32.4 million in estate taxes plus $6.4 million in penalties. The agency contended that the singer, who died in April of 2016, left an estate with a taxable value of $163 million, not the $82 million that his estate reported on its tax return. Now, valuation disputes arise in many different kinds of tax cases, including income tax cases. For example, when you donate land to charity, how big a deduction can you claim? The bigger the appraisal, the bigger the deduction. But for gift and estate tax purposes, the bigger the value, the bigger the tax hit. Valuation disputes are probably most classic in estate tax cases, especially on complex or unusual assets. That was certainly true in the Michael Jackson estate tax case. And while there were a few difficult assets in Prince's estate tax case, much of it was about real estate and more unusual assets. Prince held real estate interest in undeveloped land. Listen to this. Prince held real estate interest in undeveloped land, lots of undeveloped land, right? And industrial buildings and residential lots. He had an interest in Paisley Park Enterprise, Inc. and NPG Records, as well as a share of music compositions and rights of publicity. And also, let's talk about his unreleased vault of work. And the IRS wanted to evaluate, which they did, evaluate the estimated value of all this and tax it. Now they've settled the dispute. And it turns out at the end of the day that Prince's estate is now listed, evaluated at what they say it is. So Prince is sitting on, for the evaluation of his estate, currently at $156.4 million. I guess the IRS has gotten its money and things have been settled. You know, if Prince did not fight for his rights to his music, his rights to himself, his image, all the stuff that he created, it became a very big part. If you grew up in the era of Prince, so I don't know if you know it, but Prince had a big fight with Sony Records, and you know they battled for a long time, and rumors were going around that Sony probably saw it fit to get rid of Prince, but that's all conspiracy. But what we do know for sure is that Prince was a devout Jehovah's Witness, and you know they have certain principles and beliefs, and he kind of lived by those. I'm surprised he didn't have children. I mean, this was Prince, okay? We thought Prince was like sex god. There were rumors that were confirmed later on by one of the females that he was with that they would have to bow down at the side of the bed, you know, like how you pray, kneel down, clasp your hands at the side of the bed, and they would pray together before they had sex. So I would have thought he would have had like a whole bunch of children to inherit all this money, but apparently he doesn't. And these are not even, say, full brothers and sisters, as in full siblings, same mom, same dad, you know, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, and that's how it goes. I'm just glad to see a legend like Prince gets his worth and move on from all this madness. You know how the IRS plays. They don't mess around with their money, and they'll take it. They'll take every single thing you have to liquidate those assets to get the amount that they feel that they deserve, right? So it's a good thing that he came out with the evaluation that he has, or what's left of his estate. We can move on from this, and the chapter is closed. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one, and I'll talk to you on the next video. Hit that subscribe button. It's Hot Topics TV. I'm out. Peace.